Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the Zwift Crit Series presented by CycleOPs. East round riders are just getting out onto the course. We do have the men jumping out onto the volcano course right now as they are heading into the tube that heads on over to that expansion out on Watopia. We are on Watopia for 7 laps of the volcano course. I also do have the women just getting going right now over in the pens with, it looks like about 7 or so showing up. Team Fearless definitely in the mix. Beth York is there as well. I do believe she is live streaming actually right now over on ZwiftWatch.tv. Beaumont's there from Team Fearless, as well as Katrina Weiss, who is in the standings. Carissa Min, good to see her there. Everybody make sure to let Carissa know not to calm down in the race today. The founder of Team Fearless is also there. Levang hanging out, it looks like, as well. So Fearless definitely going to be having quite a few big hitters, it looks like, in the women's race today, and definitely dominating the field here. We're going to see if they can work together to overcome the PTZ and TFC combination that we do see out there as well. For the current series right now, for the standings right now, we're definitely going to take a look at that. I do have social media integration going on. Good to see eFish hanging out. Absolutely love. This is actually a fellow streamer over at Twitch, and he's going to give us a quick little shot actually of exactly how you can integrate your Twitter into the live racing feed here. Thanks a lot, Fish, for throwing down the view of the race. It looks like he's out there getting some forward Watopia climbing in as well. We do have a few other social media integration opportunities here for you. You can go ahead and comment over at the Facebook, as you do see Laura A. Verna has done, as well as Angela Webster saying, go ladies, go Team PTZ ladies, coming from BJ Alfonso as well. So if you would like to interact directly with the broadcast, you can do so just by commenting at the Facebook feed over at Zwift Community Live's Facebook, or by sending us a tweet at Z Community Live, at Z Community Live over on Twitter. Before we get into too much of the racing action, we do have 43 men out there right now hammering away, 7 women also out on course right now. We definitely want to take a look, though, at the current standings in the series right now. This is ZwiftPower.com. This is where things are being kept track, where we are keeping track of things. It looks like Marc-Andre Lavoie actually is leading things out amongst the men with 3 races. Justin Pierre-Ficati in second place currently with 46 points, just 2 points behind Jim McQuaid there, 45. Scotty Weiss, 43. Dwayne Grand for Vision Cycling there sitting with 40. So that is a solid, within 8 points, the top 5 right now. Bruce Bird, the big bird, right along with LaSalle and Ed Veal, Mark Min, and then it will be Patrick Moriarty, all within that top 10. But look at this right here, boys and girls, 30, 28, 26, Chris Beck right along with Ed Veal there too with that 31. This is a fairly close battle right here, and with 20 points between first and 20th, all the way down to like 20 points down to 1 point for them, for the men there. It's going to be hotly contested here. Rounding up the top 20, you can see all the way down the Fred Cloutier there. And going to be a killer race out there today, looking for those points to try and get in that top 3 for the final. For the series here, we do have Beth York, Katrina Weiss, and it looks like Laura Fideo in the top spots for the women. And it looks like a couple of women have taken the week off. Carissa Min, she is actually sitting in 5th place here with 44 points. She could actually take a few spots here. It looks like Beaumont there up at the front, though, of this race right now. Newsom is there as well. Dixie there for PTZ, 42 points. So this is a hotly contested top 3. Katrina and Beth really putting a stamp on this, but we'll see if they can hang on to it. We do have some attacks early on here in the men's race. Let's go ahead and see what's going down right now, actually, as the action is getting going. That's the current standings, though, as we are looking at it, though. But we are seeing here Scotty Weiss, 8.1 watts per kilogram, kicking it immediately into the first of their 7 laps here out on the counterclockwise course for the volcano here. McQuaid following it up very closely. LaSalle is there as well. All the big hitters that are a part of this racing series right now. Pod the line there. McQuaid, Zimmerman following up. Pierre Ficati is there for ODZ. Zimmerman Lavoie is now trying to get back on terms, but Scotty is not making it an easy day on anyone today. I believe Dwayne Grand having to hang on to a wheel at this point. It's going to be all about who can play it smart, I think, in the race today, because it is going to be a all-out brawl, I think, every time we hit those uphill battles. It's been out on the London Classic course a lot lately, and because of that, I think we've had a lot tighter racing. But out on this crit course, on the Volcano, it just comes at you constantly. So because of that, we may be able to see a couple more breaks than we are used to seeing in the other races actually so far. Weitzer now making his way to the front there for CRCA, and now we're going to go ahead and see what kind of a group now we have already formed off the front. We might have actually a break. 18th place here with Timmins, and Timmins is actually sitting in 13th. If he doesn't jump back in here, we might see him fall off of that 13th place, currently sitting with that 21 points. Weitzner able to make it here, but with 6 seconds and nobody holding up at the front end of this group here. 16th place currently here, 17th place, so about 17 riders, I believe, amongst this front running group here. So 3 off the back are going to still get points, but they're going to have to fight for it here. Looks like Casey Shum out there as well, warming up for his race in the central race. Now it's interesting that he's out on course though right now, 2:04. Maybe going to make it a part of his warm-up to work with Scotty. That'd be interesting if he doesn't jump in with the riders here and then goes ahead and that does so later. Maybe we need a couple of rules on moves like that. We'll have to see if that is the plan here, as he is a part. Maybe he's just spectating though from his point of view out on course here today. I have a feeling that that's what's going on, because you can only spectate actually if you are a part of, only spectate with the positions and only those who are out on course if you are part of the event. I have a feeling he's warming up for his central race, and that's what he's up to out there. So Anthony's here saying, keep the pressure on over the uphill into the Volcano and split will happen. What's going on, Wes, man? Good to see you. Yule Nathan, good to see you there. And go Team Fearless coming from Laura A. Verna. Small pack breakable tonight, Casey Shum is saying. And just spectating, I won't work at all. Got you, Casey. Thanks a lot, man. And when are we getting our Twitch kits in the game? Fish is asking. It's a great question. Not sure that that's going to happen for a little while, but I do believe we could get there eventually. We'll have a couple of, we were chatting about drops over at Twitch and different things that we could do with Zwift. We'll do that as soon as possible. I think that's kind of a little bit further down on the Devo road though right now. I tried to get in. I still can't join, Z-Crider saying, but I did ride out the module and would have finished 3rd place, Z-Crider saying. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Did you join? So I know that the women's, for some reason, the women's events have had an issue, and you have to join through the mobile link. Make sure that you exit the game and then re-enter the game again, actually, after you've joined through the mobile link. If you joined while you were in the game, for some reason you have to exit and jump back in, I believe is what might be going on there, Z Crider. So apologies, sorry to hear that, but hope that you are able to jump back in here. Wesman saying, good day from Japan. The Wesman all the way over in Japan, dude. And I did see you in Maven's vlog today, actually, over at the crit. So it looks like you have been traveling a lot recently, Mr. Wes. So good to see you here. Rachel couldn't join either. Tried several attempts, Z is saying. So maybe that's why Rachel was unable to get into the race earlier. That's too bad. Sorry to hear that. Now, we have had an extension on the series, I'm being told today. I'm not sure exact dates or anything, but I was told that we are looking at extending the series out into January. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, but I believe we are extending some of the racing into January. Losell here now, right along with VL Real Deal Racing. Weiss now again. This man is not slowing down today, it looks like, just making things super difficult for the entirety of the pack, and already it's split up to about 17 riders. We have another attack, though, coming from Real Deal Racing out of Canada. 183 beats per minute, uses that arrow power up, knowing that a few are maybe suffering. Pure Facati already ended at 187 beats per minute. Podzaline here now as well. Out of the US of A, 176. These heart rates are already way up into that FTP slash VO2 max area for sure. It does look like a 2-second gap here opened up a little bit, but still enough wheels to hang on to. Pace lines there. Dwayne just barely, I think, hanging on. Does not quite have the wheel. 6 meters, 5 meters, just clawing his way back, able to hang on. Williamson now has been shed off the back, and it's been one after another biting the dust off the back of these groups so far. Here we go with Cummings now as well. McQuaid now, I believe McQuaid. That's interesting to see. I believe that he may have been into I believe the Eurocrit is extending. I'm not positive, Westman. It was like just a one message came through from HQ, something about the extension of the series and that we were looking to extend it into January. I believe it was for the Euro as well as the North American, but I don't have official, absolute copy for anybody there, but as soon as I get it, I will let you know. But looking at the current standings, McQuaid was not actually in the top 20 from what I can see here, so not one who was in the mix here. But Cummings is also not one who is in the standings. We're going through here just seeing who has made it. Weitzner off the back, Williamson now off the back as well, not a part of the standings here for the top dogs here, but we do have, it looks like, Dwayne here hanging on about 13th place or so. Pace line is there as well. Areas now has been lapped actually, so not a part of the race for the top spots, but now I think we do have somewhere around like 11, maybe 13 is still amongst these boys here. I'm seeing a 13th place, Pierre Facati 8th right now. Zimmerman sitting 2nd, 3rd. It's kind of all over the place though with these positions. I was saying K Ray here up toward the front in 1st place. We'll see if we can get a solid look at exactly what place they're all sitting in, but it looks like 10th supposedly for pace line, now 11th here. So I think we do have 11. Let's just do a head count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish, 12 or so that have made this front group. So it looks like they've slowed down a little bit, letting the heart rates drop again as they make their way through the volcano. The first 2 laps here, boys and girls, it's been nothing but fireworks. All right, now in the women's race, we do have Beth York here, PTZ now representing with Beaumont down. It looks like Weiss is there as well. They were unable to drop off Carissa. Carissa is not calming down, 182 beats per minute. You know, this is quite the story here, boys and girls, with Carissa Min. She had never raced a bike really until she jumped into Zwift. And now riding for TFC, 186 beats per minute. She beats up all the way into like 210 or something, I believe, boys and girls, for her max heart rate. She's got some beats to work with. Hopefully she can throw the power down and hang on. But she started racing crits in real life. Now she's racing out on Zwift. She's trying to get into this final for the top 3. She's currently sitting in 5th place. And this is a woman that I'm not sure she would have ever raced a bike outside of her involvement with the community out on Zwift, and seeing the kind of fitness and the kind of bettering herself physically through the power of bicycles and this online platform of Zwift. And you know, this is one of the coolest social stories I've ever seen. Huge community member as well that really does a ton of service in all of the forums, the Facebook groups, etc. It's good to see Chris out there. And everybody, let's get a big old do not calm down, or make sure you are flipping tables out there, Carissa. And I'm sure the place that should never be mentioned, the ZVA boys and girls, are cheering her on right now. Let's hear it for Carissa. Let's see it come through over at the hopefully over at the Facebook as well as Twitter. So Justin Wagner correcting me, McQuaid is, McQuaid was in the standings, and the reason why I did not see Jim, thank you so much, Justin, for the correction there. The reason I did not see Jim is because I had ZwiftPower.com right here, and he was right there. And so my bad on that. So Jim McQuaid, third place in the series standings, is actually off the back now at this point. And usually we do have a series standings graphic for all of you, but it has not been updated since the first round, I believe, as we had some production holdups with being able to get everything on for the standings for the graphics. So we definitely are seeing why we need those, and not just the ZwiftPower.com browsers. We do click around a lot to look at all the different things that we are bringing in. So Wagner there from ODZ giving us some help. Weiss looks like Prefontaine on the bike right now. Fish is saying, thanks, man. Yax McQuaid have a power drop. I'm not sure, Wagner. As I'm seeing him definitely off the back here. He's throwing on a solid 5.0 watts per kilogram. He's currently in 17th place right now amongst the men. So we'll have to see if he can get back in here. He is closing things down to Cummings, who is off the back, as well as Williamson. It looks like Weitzner. So it looks like he may be able to do a solo TT to get things back on track here. But still, this front group, Levang off the back here, but it will be Newsom, Beaumont, and Katrina Weiss, York, and Carissa Min still making up this working together group. Now, it kind of looks like, though, amongst the women here, I believe they're kind of playing a TT type effort all the way through here. I mean, this PTZ team right now, 177 beats per minute. York there, 154, chilling out a little bit, calming it down, making sure that she doesn't use up too much of that energy. She was all the way up in the 170s, 180s for a little while there. We are seeing 175, 176 from Beaumont, not slowing down, it looks like here. And the Canadian rider coming from Fearless, trying to maybe turn the screws a little bit at the front. Doesn't look like it's going anywhere just as of yet. Carissa playing it super smart, about 20 or so, maybe even 25 beats below her absolute max heart rate right now at 185 or so. It has raised it by about 10 beats though since we first looked at it, so we're gonna have to see if she can hold on to the pace with these girls. They're not really putting any attacks down just yet. It's mainly a TT effort from the girls at this point, I believe, as they are definitely working together and not full on attacking each other. No orange numbers from them as of yet here. Looking through now, we do see it looks like Custer right along with Kay Ray there. Scotty Weiss now up toward the front, Podzaline, and then it will be, it looks like Morgan getting lapped though, it looks like, so it will be Kay Ray here up at the front, 4.2 watts per kilogram, 164 beats per minute right now, and it's still no one has been dropped off after the initial attacks there. Tremblay, it looks like here, 6.6, so he is still part of the lapped group out there, it looks like, and so nobody going anywhere just as of yet here. Excuse me, guys, we still got a little bit of something in the lungs. Sorry about last week, everybody. We had to take a break from the cast, and we did show up in Denver and threw everything down into the mic that we possibly could, and that ended up ruining us for the week, it looks like. But we are still coming back a little bit here from something that got stuck in the lungs, but we're doing okay, and it looks like we're going to be able to make it through here. But Podzaline looks like he's going to be able to make it through as well for the first few miles out on course here. 9.7 in so far. It is going to be 7 laps. We are out on our third, I believe, amongst the riders right now. Looking through some of the integrations here. Attaboy, Real Deal, Veal, Justin Rogers is saying, looks like he's got a couple of fans out here as well. And looking through if there are any more integration, I am going to open up the Zwift Community Live Twitch as well. Do have Carissa actually spectating over there, it looks like. Good to have you here, Carissa. Spectating over at the Zwift Community Live over at Twitch. If you haven't done so already, make sure to head on over to our Twitch channel. That is the main place that if you want to get push notifications anytime we are broadcasting any of the races, any of the rides, you can do so by heading on over to Zwift Community Live over on Twitch. It's the top place in order to get all of the broadcasts for anytime that we do go live here on Zwift Community Live here. So Pierre Ficati here up toward the front here. One of the riders that was in Las Vegas actually for the CVR World Cup. He won that race actually, and looking to qualify for this Ecrit Series. It is a little more difficult, I think, amongst the riders in the North American regions for the North America races, because you have to take a top 3 amongst them. Now, the other thing is that there are less racers, though, to contend with, but it does look like we do have Podslin, Weiss there, Zimmerman as well. Luckerer Sear here at 3.1 watts per kilogram, trying to close it down. Weiss with that attack has opened up another gap, it looks like. 8 meters now we can see. It looks like another 2 meters moving up there. Zimmerman now, Cloutier, it looks like not able to hang on. And Weiss now does see a chink in the armor of the other riders with 4 to go out there. Looking over his shoulder, it looks like he has opened things up. There are 2 packs actually chasing now. And Lusail here now, and it looks like Cloutier. Lavoie also out of Canada. It looks like Pierre Ficati 3 seconds back right now, 6.5 watts per kilogram. Pacelines Designs now, we do see him trying to get back on terms. Dwayne always playing the smart card, always on that wheel, being dragged back up to the front pack. But the question is, does anybody amongst this group have the power to pull things back in? Pierre Ficati maybe giving a little elbow through here, saying, come on, take a pull. OTZ unable to close it down, and now the gap is opening up here. It is a full 5 seconds now at this point, as Losel here 4.4 watts per kilogram. K Ray here 6 seconds back now, as you can see. Weiss and Cloutier, it looks like, at the front trying to open things up, as they do see that the riders are off the back here, unable to close it down, and this will be your top 5 or 6 now. Zimmerman on the back, sitting in 5th place currently. It looks like 6th place, excuse me. And it looks like anybody who was able to make this group has made the split that might matter, and they will be grabbing a solid 14 points. But Pierre Ficati, seeing this is a moment of truth for the racers, opens up a 23 meter gap immediately to Pacelines Designs. 3 seconds, no arrow power up for him. Pierre Ficati able to grab right back on Pacelines Designs with that drafting power up and a dropout, maybe unable to hang on. 9.7 watts per kilogram, looking for that speed to grab back on the wheel, even as they head into this uphill. Halfway through this lap, 4th lap out here, 8 seconds. It's all said and done. 8 riders on the front of this race now, and it's going to be your top 8. All of these riders have secured about 12 points if they don't get dropped off, and if they are able to hang on to the finish line. At least 12 points to go in every one of these riders if they hang on and do not get caught. It does not look like they will do so with all the heavy hitters in and amongst the group right now, as we can see. And looking through some of the comments here, who do you think is going to take the win out there today? As we do see Scotty here currently sitting in the top 5 positions for the series right now, not winning it outright, as we do have Marc-Andre Lavoie with 48 points. Scotty is in 43 points, sitting in 4th right now. It is only 5 points that separates the top 4. It is 8 points that separates the top 5. But Dwayne Grand, who is playing the cards that said that maybe this would hang on to the finish line, it's been out on a course that's more of a drafting crit course. Looks like that is not in his favor this week and will not be able to do so. He will be dropping back a little further in this top spots, actually, out on course because of this. Bruce Bird has not made this front group either, and he's currently sitting in 6th place overall. I'm not seeing, did Bruce Bird not show up to the race actually today? You also see Mark Min certainly sitting in, it looks like 9th place overall. Not in the front end of this group either, about 3 minutes back actually from this front runner. So Scotty has shown up and blown things apart every chance he's gotten on every single climb so far actually, and on a course that he can use it to his advantage a little bit more. Definitely a little bit more climbing, a little bit more opportunities on this course to break things up, and he's definitely done just that. 164 beats per minute. We'll give him a ride on. Losel here now, we are seeing 167, starting to calm it down as they do have that 27-second gap here. Is K. Ray or the rest of these riders going to have any motivation to chase this down? There's only 3 of them, actually. I'm not sure they're going to even be able to do so, as there are 8 up front and some of the strongest men on the East Coast that are a part of Zwift. We've actually lost Nathan here for quite a while. Sorry about that, boys and girls. We actually are supposed to have me in the cast here, but for some reason part of our productions didn't have everything. We had to click around on a few tabs there, so there we go. We do have Nathan back on the screen there, back in here with you, and looking through here at some of the predictions here. Beast mode for Scotty. Clayton Hepner is saying go Lynn from Jennifer Real. Actually, good to see you there, Jennifer. Hope to see you in a couple. I believe that you are jumping into the West. I believe Jennifer Real's been jumping into the West, maybe the Central Racing. We'll definitely take a look at the current standings for that. Anthony Porsche now saying Scotty has got to go for the win. Anthony Porsche is saying, and then looking through here, we are seeing, you mentioned extending. Is that eCrit point series that will go longer? Yes, Casey Shum, it sounds like there will be an extension on the series. I'm not exactly, I don't have any details, you guys. I, again, as a community member, but an official partner, I get some details, but I do not have all of them. Even more impressive that Scotty also blows up our Central race after this too. Clayton Hepner is saying, yeah, we're definitely, we're probably going to see him in there as well. But we did mention there is going to be an extension. We're not sure. I just got a quick message. That's all I got, you guys. A message very quickly that said there will be an extension. Obviously, I think they wanted me to say something about it, but that's all. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten the mention, but I didn't get any other details on it, Casey. So as soon as I get more details, or Zwift gives us more details, you guys will hear it first from them, and I'll shoot you some details as well. Now, off the front, though, we do have a race going on here with Scotty here at 6.77 watts per kilogram and taking some polls here, wanting to end this early. And here's the thing. Scotty, perhaps one of the strongest racers out on Zwift for sure, especially with the kind of watts per kilogram that he can throw down, right? Super lightweight rider, super high power. But here's the thing. In these crits races, it's all about the sprint a lot of times, and timing and power-ups and all that stuff. What Scotty is looking to do is make sure that he can end it early, that he can just get it over with. If one can come with him and he can work together with Podsaline here, I believe he will be all about that. It is a 1 second back to Lascelles. Lascelles just barely 6 meters, 5 meters, able to grab on. And if he grabs on, every one of these riders behind him will have the wheel as well. And it looks like it's all back together. Scotty here now just pulling this group along. Zimmerman, Cloutier here, 175. All these riders are going to be able to tempo it up. It looks like it's going to get shut down for the initial attack there, but they're all in that straight line. There's definitely some suffering going on. They're looking for the reprieve, I believe, at this point. Weiss is not giving it to them. Are they going to attack again as they head into this halfway point out on course here? And nothing just as of yet. It is going to be a little bit of a climb out of the volcano and then on to the downhill section, and we will be heading into our last 3 laps, I believe, out on course here, and a few more attacks most likely coming through. A lot of matches been burnt already. And we are seeing fish coming through here, and Scotty has to be putting NOS into his twin turbo tonight, and hopefully if he can, it would make it interesting if he does get away. We've had a lot of sprint finishes. Those are always fun to watch here, but we are seeing Casey Shump saying a bit bumped if they extend. I can't alter my home schedule for another month to do this, Casey. Well, I think out of it's a balance of fairness at this point. I don't have any more details. I'm going to leave that one alone for comment. And how do you view the standings? TurboCom is asking. So if you want to view the standings, there is a website called zwiftpower.com. And you head on over there. You go to leagues, and you can see all the current leagues that are going on out on Zwift, right? There's the KISS Australia East eCrit series that happened over the summer. These are the NA East, Central, West. And then you can also see the European ones as well. The SCR Autumn Race Series is currently going on as well, all the way through, I believe, December. So definitely this is the spot to go. I went ahead and I clicked on the East one, and this is the current standings for the East on the league, as you can see here right now for the men. And then for the women, you can just swap right up. You can also go for all right there. Beth York, actually, with the most points out of the men and the women, it looks like, dominating that series currently. So amongst the women, actually. Speaking of the women here, let's go ahead and see what's happening with them as they are rounding out, it looks like, the course still all together, actually. And I'm super impressed here by the effort by Carissa. Able to hang on with these riders. I would say, you know I keep on mentioning it, but it's definitely not, a couple of months ago, not something I would have expected to see her amongst a group of riders here that can hold down 4.0 watts per kilogram plus for the duration of a race out here. So she's definitely come really, really far with her fitness, getting ready for this E-Crit series. Now, backing with the men, though, we do have a couple of attacks taking place into the orange numbers as they make their way through the lap section out here. Podsline did kick in the orange numbers for that initial. Now it's the 2-tier, and we are going to head up with Zimmerman there, 2.7 watts per kilogram. Now he backs off, though, with the Aero Power Up without wattage. It's not usually how you want to use it. Now Weiss making his way to the front, 8 watts per kilogram, 174. He's still got about 10 beats to work with, I believe. We're going to be coming into 2 laps to go. Weiss now putting the attack down again as we do see a little bit of a gap back to who is off the back here. It looks like it will be Lavoie off the back now of this group right now, trying to close it down. 7 watts per kilogram currently. Will the elastic snap for Lavoie as he makes his way around the course? We are not seeing Lavoie actually in and amongst the leaders that I can see for the current series stand. Excuse me, he is currently number 1. He was just at the very top, and I did not see him actually there. Trying to drop off Lavoie is a very smart move now at this point, because he is most definitely one of the biggest threats to Scotty and the rest. Currently with 48 points. If he does not hang in with these riders, it is going to be a huge upset, as he is 8 points currently ahead of Dwayne Grant. He would drop all the way down to probably 5th place if he did not hang on to this group right now. Mark Lavoie able to get right back on in there, though, coming out of Canada here. Current series leader almost getting dropped off there from those Aero Power-Ups being used. Lavoie there, 16 races out on Zwift, coming out of Canada. It looks like 356 watt FTP. We are seeing somewhere into about a 4... let's see here. His best 20 minute that we can see is about a 4.5 or so. Solid efforts from him. His 15-second is an 8.26. So definitely a solid sprint from this rider, though. But he's trying to hang on. I believe he's more of a sprinter, perhaps, for these races here. We'll have to see if he can hang on to the pack here. Has been dominating on the flatter courses, but this crit here out on the volcano definitely going to be a little bit more favored, I believe, to the strongman out on Zwift here. So, and Melissa Hunter saying, thanks, time to get home and warm up for Central. Melissa, we'll see you just a little bit here. Hope to see it hammer away amongst the women out there. We'll definitely be covering the Central for the women as well, and be looking for that. They are hurting. Let's see Scotty attack again. Anthony Porsche. Anthony definitely in the corner for Scotty here, and he's definitely not holding back. Super focused, I think, out there today. He's probably live streaming actually as well. I'm going to go ahead and see. I'm going to check out over twitch.tv the SW and see if he has actually got a live stream up currently over at Twitch. It doesn't look like he's got anything up over at Twitch right now, so maybe not live streaming over there. Real deal for this one, Justin Rogers is calling out. We'll have to see if he is able to hold on. Real deal is still in there. 2 seconds back, though. Podzeline will not back off, though. He keeps on attacking. If Scotty's not going, it's Podzeline here out of the US of A. I'm going to go ahead and see what's going on with Podzeline for his past results. Interesting to see this rider on the front here. I'm unfamiliar with him, actually, and going to see if I can get any information We got the North American Central. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the East. Where is North American East? Live results, boys and girls. There we go. So we've got the East live results up, and Ponzling and Weiss right along with Zimmerman off the front. 3 off the front now at this point. And Ponzling's put out a solid 5.0 watts per kilogram. Weiss, you guys? Weiss has put out 5.8 watts per kilogram for 20 minutes today. He is absolutely on a roll. This boy is not messing around today, looking for that win. 385 watt FTP from Michael Ponzling. It does look like he took 13th in the Kiss America's 100 KM race. He took a second in the Kiss America's PM. Looks like he won the XRS Crit Road Race flat actually back on the 12th of November. Been racing a lot as of recently. This rider puts out a solid, it looks like 407 for 20 minutes. He puts up a 4.99 watts per kilogram or so back in March. So watch out for Ponzling to take the W out here today. We'll see if he can do so with Weiss off the front. Now Zimmerman, though, now able to hang on, but it looks like Cloutier not having any of that. Where is the man out of Canada? That's the question. Mark Lavoie able to hang on, current series leader here. All the top dogs have made it looks like here, besides Dwayne Grant, who has fallen off the back, going to be looking for a top 20, hopefully, to grab a few of those points. Zimmerman now, he actually was sitting in, didn't attack actually at all with these boys into this last of the laps here. They're going into the final bell lap here. He didn't attack with them. He just sat on here. Now it looks like he's sitting on again, looking for some reprieve probably because Weiss is kicking into 10 watts per kilogram, but Ponzling is going as well here with that Aero Power Up 6 watts per kilogram, 180 beats per minute. Zimmerman now trying to hang on. Weiss is there as well. Pierre Ficati now, but Ed Vio, it looks like unable to do it. 187 though. One more kick, 6 watts per kilogram with that Aero Power Up. Can he grab onto the wheel? Cloutier is there now still as well, but Lavoie here, 3 seconds. Lavoie's got to make it happen right now. Series leader off the back, 8th place, and you have to hang on to 8th place all the way to the finish line with 1 lap to go for 12 points, and he may be able to just hang on to that first place finish even with this 8th, but it's 3 seconds, boys and girls, with 1 lap to go, but they're backing off. They're looking for that sprint. Nobody countering to try and get away for a solo TT effort with 1 to go. 1 to go off the front, not going to happen. They're all back together. It's going to be a sprint up over the top. Maybe someone without an Aero Power Up though might give it a little kick and try and get away. We'll have to see how that plays out here, as we definitely are seeing Weiss now 4.7, 175 beats per minute. Been one of the most aggressive riders out here today. We're seeing Sean Harmer saying, "Go SW." Oh my God. Wow. Weiss, what a beast coming from Anthony Porsche from RI Lewis. Pods is legit, Lewis. Thanks, we appreciate that, buddy. I'm not exactly sure. We were just looking up his details over at zwiftpower.com. And I agree that he's probably legit, but it's not always a witch hunt, boys and girls. I know there's plenty of witch hunts going on over in certain places, but it's not always. It's definitely almost never a witch hunt here on Zwift Community Live here. But looking through here, Vio now 172 beats per minute, 3.1 watts per kilogram right now. Calmed down for sure. They're all jumping into that tempo now at this point, as you can see, settling it down. And they're going to wait for those final attacks. Who's got it next? And it's all about risk reward at this point. Risk reward, risk reward. If you throw down too much at this point and you don't get away, you've burned a match that will not be coming back. And so now it looks like Pierre Ficati 3.0. We do also got, it looks like Ponzling still in there as well. Cloutier, what's your prediction? Let's hear it. Predictions for the win out here. It looks like it's just 8 on the front. Lavoie was able to hang in there, and he's been off the back over and over again. Now, is that because he's trying to draft and look for the final sprint, or is it because he has been suffering out here on this different course, actually? That'll be the question. Does this course not favor Mark Lavoie, the current series leader? 166 beats per minute. Does it favor Scotty? I think, for me, I think it does favor Scotty. Didn't mean it as a witch hunt. No worries there, Freitas. No worries whatsoever. Just letting you know that we are definitely you know, as a community, we definitely are mostly all about the awesomeness of the efforts that these riders are putting out here. And there's just been, you know, the senses are heightened around those things. And you know, apologies for coming at you maybe a little strong there. I just am trying to back off a little bit of the criticisms, as they've been really intense as of lately, and people have left the community. We don't want to see that any longer. I definitely want to, you know, I want things to be true. I want things to be, you know, call out what's reality, but then at the same time, just be very objective about it, not have the subjective emotional responses coming through. And as long as everyone's keeping true with each other and the checks are coming through from the groups that have been given the authority to do that, then we're all good to go. All right, back into the final half a lap, though. Anthony Porsche says that his chips are on Scotty, actually. So that's a prediction coming through here. We'll get back in with the women here in just a moment. We're going to watch the final half lap, and then we'll jump back in with the women, as they've got 2 laps to go still. 2 laps to go still for the women out there. So we're going to watch the finish here for the men. The women are still all together still. It's actually that same group all together out on course, actually. So still all together for the women. Quick little look here. We've got Beth York. We've got Carissa Min, Beaumont, as well as Newsom, all still there. Katrina Weiss is in there as well. It could be a Weiss double up again, as we did see in the first week. We'll have to see if they're able to pull that off. But we're in the final half a lap for the men right now. And looking through here, we do have the predictions coming on through. Porsche says it's going to be SW. SW, here's actually a full-on prediction from Harmer. It's going to be SW, Losell, and the deal as well. That's what Harmer is saying here. We also are seeing Fish here saying Scotty USA. So interesting to see there as well. And here we go. This is the final kick to the line, boys and girls. It's going to be Losell on the front now, leading things out with the feather power up. Now that's only a 15-second power up, so he has to grab the gap and hold it. Nobody's got his wheel though. It's 10 meters. 10 meters. Scotty Weiss, 15 watts per kilogram, boys and girls. This is where the lightweight powerhouse is in the house. It's an aero power up. Weiss is walking away. Nobody on that wheel at this point, as you can see. Podzeling trying to make it happen here, as we're looking for this over the shoulder Scotty Weiss. It's going to be Weiss across the line. Then it will be Zimmerman, Podzeling, Losell, Lavoie just barely nipping, I believe. Real Deal Racing will wait for the official results. Purificati Cloutier. That is the order of the top 8 today. Scotty Weiss gone. First place, takes the win out there. I believe it was just barely Podzeling there across the line. I'm not positive though. Let's go ahead and wait for the official results as they come on through over at ZwiftPower.com. We are waiting for it. What's it going to say? It's going to say Scotty Weiss first. He had a full-on second, I believe, over everybody else. Next update over at ZwiftPower.com is in 16 seconds. As soon as that comes in, we will take a look here. The women are still Gruppo Compacto. No attacks just as of yet. So let's go ahead and see what's happening with the men that are rounding out the top spots here amongst them. Timmons here now coming in. Whites, they're now coming in. Let's see here. Guzman, Rubacha here as well. Paceline's a dime with Dwayne Ground. This is still for some points here, boys and girls, as Dwayne here was in that, just like in that 9th and 10th place. And this is important actually for the finish, actually, for those points, because he was in 5th place overall coming into this race here. So this is still for some solid points here. As Dwayne trying to kick, K-Ray trying to hold on. Paceline's designs now 142 beats per minute. He's got 8.9 watts per kilogram. The heart rate's coming on up. They've been sitting on and sitting on. Dwayne's going to have to kick again. Does he have an aero power? Paceline's a dying, sitting on that wheel, though. He's now tactically played the advantage at this point. Sits in 4.0. K-Ray trying to kick again. Now 183 beats per minute. Does he have another kick is the question. Here comes the feather power up, and now K-Ray is throwing his chips on the table. Here he goes. Paceline Designs maybe being caught off guard now. One last kick to the line. It's a 1 second gap. 1 second is huge to close down 14 meters with 9 watts per kilogram. K-Ray is going to be taking that spot, I believe, out on course. Here comes Dwayne now with an aero power up, but a little bit too late, I believe, to get K-Ray, but he will maybe. No, it's not going to happen. Paceline's going to take that spot. It will be, I believe that'll be your rounding out of the top 10. K-Ray followed up by, I believe it was Paceline's nice, and then Dwayne Ground out there today. Solid effort all around from the boys. 21 miles of racing total. Now the women are starting to make their way around the course here for their final lap. We'll jump in with them in just a moment here. Let's take a quick look though at the results for the men. Scotty Weiss with that solid first place. Adam Zimmerman followed up by Podsley, Eric Lassell, and it was Marc-Andre Lavoie. Now, Lavoie here with that 15 points, he's going to be right on the edge of holding on to the overall. Let's take a look here real quick. Scotty, I'm not seeing, did I close down my ZwiftPower.com for the results? No, Lavoie here with 48, Scotty with 43. They may be tied actually for first place now with 20 points and 15 points going to Mark. There was a 5 point difference here. Pierre Ficati at 46. And Justin, I believe, was off the back quite a ways there, sitting in that 14 points. So I believe Lavoie and Scotty are going to be tied now at this point for 48 points on the front. We'll wait for the official results there, but I believe that's the order there. Dwayne and Ken Ray, I'm not sure why Mr. Paceline is unable to be in here. Was there a relegation for Paceline? I'm not seeing a relegation down at the bottom here. Interesting to see. We'll have to wait and see how that ends up working out here. But the women are heading into their final lap here. And the attacks should start to open up a little bit here. We are seeing Beth Lau York at the front. She is streaming over at ZwiftWatch.tv. You can see a live feed, actually, of her. She makes her way around, hammering away right now. Currently seeing that 171 beats per minute from Beth. Absolutely killing it for Team PTZ. Beaumont's there as well, coming out of Canada, 180 beats per minute. We are seeing Weiss now hanging on one. Oh, my goodness. The attacks are serious. Beth has been given everything she's got. You can see it actually from her live feed. I can definitely see the efforts. She is trying to break these women at this point. I'm not sure it's going to happen. She does have 1 second with Beaumont here. Carissa now 3.4 watts per kilogram, able to hang on to a wheel here, playing it smart. 180 here coming from Newsom. All together still. So many matches been burnt so far amongst the women out here today, but nobody able to break this group apart. It's going to be all about that last effort into the finish line, I believe, unless we get a counterattack from Weiss or York. You know you're going to have Scotty Weiss over the shoulder of Katrina at this point, speaking to her ear, giving her tactics. Here's how you're going to try and play this out at this point. Scotty, I know you're out there watching, buddy. Let's see something over at Twitter. Let's see a pic maybe come on through of what the current scene is over at the Weiss household, looking for the double W out here today for the series in the NA East crit here. So awesome to see, presented by CycleOPs. What's going to happen? Who's it going to be amongst the women? Let's hear predictions now for the women's race. Now Beth is in there, Weiss is in there, Beaumont, Carissa Min, Newsom. Will it be a double up for the Weiss household, or will Carissa throw down on the climb here? 5.4 watts per kilogram currently coming from her. Does she have a kick? She's got about 10 beats to work with here. Newsom is in there as well, up into that 180s here. Don't think any of these women have a whole lot to work with. It's been almost like a TT effort for all of them, but Weiss 174. I think she's got about 15 beats to work with still. Weiss maybe the most rested. We haven't seen any of the attacks that we've seen from the men's side of things for the women so far here. From Weiss, actually. You know, Weiss, I think, has been playing it calm, playing it cool, playing it smart so far, and maybe going to be looking for that attack, that final attack into the climb here. Who's it going to be for the women? Let me know your predictions out there today. Taking a look over at the Twitch feed. Let's see if there's any chatter happening over there. Hello, Twitch fam. E Fitch is saying, still, how do you view these standings? We are watching the Twitch feed, just so you guys know. If you do want to comment over there as well, you can do so. And again, if this is one of your first times watching over at the Facebook feed, you can always jump on Twitch and hit that follow button. It is the best place to get push notifications to your email or to your Twitch mobile app anytime that we go live. There's also a Twitch app for your desktop now that gives you a little pop-up on your desktop anytime anybody that goes live on Twitch that you follow goes live. It gives you a little, hey, check it out, this person just went live. So if you would like those notifications, make sure to head on over to twitch.tv/Zwift Community Live. Hit that follow button. That's the place to be for all things live streaming with Zwift Community Live. Facebook, the reason why we tell you guys that, there is a reason for it. Facebook does not always give you push notifications. It uses an algorithm about what's popular, but if you just want the content that we have because you follow the channel on a streaming platform, that's the place to go for that. Also, we are going to be launching an affiliate as well as a stream partner program at which, if you want to be a part of that, you need to be on Twitch. That's where we are going to be focusing our affiliate as well as our partner program. So make sure you head on over to Twitch if you are interested in streaming Zwift content. That's the place to be. We'll also be working with YouTubers for VOD content mainly, but there's definitely going to be a live streaming push over at the Twitch TV platform here. Beth now attacking, it looks like she had a 1 second gap, but it looks like the group is able to bring her back into the fold here. Weiss now gave a little kick, has that within that 5 meters now. It's into that last half a lap. We've got one last corner and then the double two-tier, one kick and then the second one with the little windy snake. Is it going to happen here? Who's got? Is it going to happen for Beth here? She's still on the front here, given everything she's got here, it looks like, to try and hold these women off, but now fading here. Going to have to sit in. It might be a little bit too late. The cards might have already been on the table here. Beaumont now making her way to the front out of Canada here. Weiss now sitting in 176. Newsom in that third place position, looking for that sprint. Min still hanging on, 193. Mark Min, where's the pick of Carissa here? Let me get one over at Twitter. I gotta see, what does this look like right now? The absolute suffering amongst women. The battle for these points is on the line, and this is for top 3 here, boys and girls. They're all in this top 5 still amongst these women here, and they've actually got a spot opening up because one woman did not show up today. So Beth here at the front, 6 watts per kilogram. Here goes Katrina. She was waiting for this moment. Here's the orange numbers. Carissa at the front though. Actually, Carissa leading this out. She's got like 10 beats to work with. She's not settling down here, boys and girls. 5.3 watts per kilogram. Will this be an upset? Carissa Min on the front right now. The crit racing may be paying off now, but here comes the arrow power up, boys and girls. Beth Lar York has that arrow. 4.6 watts per kilogram. Does she have anything left? 314 watts now. Carissa's going to have to hang on at 5.5 watts per kilogram. One last kick. Last 500 meters, boys and girls. Everything you got on the line now at this point. Katrina Weiss, arrow power up, 7 watts per kilogram. Beth still on the front here. Here comes Min though, 7 watts per kilogram. What's it going to be at the line? Beth Lar York trying to lap, but it's Katrina Weiss for a double up in the Weiss household. Then it will be Newsom. Then it will be Min for 4th place out there today. And then Beaumont coming through in 5th place. What an effort there by the women out there today. Huge result here. Let's wait and see what comes through over at ZwiftPower.com for that official here, but it will be Weiss doubling up for the Weiss household. Winner, chicken dinner between both of them. I hope they're cooking, as it's going to be a tired night, I think, over in the Weiss household with 2 wins in the NA East Crit Series presented by CycleOPs today. What an effort there all together now between all of the women and the men there, but the Weiss household absolutely killing it and showing up. And we are seeing, it looks like, as the results roll in, it was Katrina Weiss across the line first, riding, I believe, for CIS Cycling, followed up by Beth York for PTZ. Dixie across the line as well. Nice job to them. 2nd and 3rd. Carissa Min with a solid 4th place, and that's going to land her solidly, I think, within that top 3 now. We'll have to wait and see there. Lynn Beaumont now across the line for 4th. Lavang there. Amy, if anything, regardless, unless something happens, it looks like she's going to be sitting in 5th place across the line. Nice job out there, Amy, as 19 races out on Zwift, FTP of 2:03, and the leader of Team Fearless out there showing up for the team. All right, boys and girls, that's going to be it for me. We have up next the Central Race. I'm Nathan Garrett coming at you from Zwift Community Live. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that follow button, that like button, all the buttons everywhere. Go ahead and hit them. You can always watch our VODs over on YouTube if you want to watch the videos on demand. So we got that question a lot. What the heck are VODs? Videos on demand over at our YouTube, Zwift Community Live. Twitch, though, that's the place to go for all of our live streams. We'll be back in just about 30 minutes for the Central Race, unless I got the timing wrong. Let me just double check here. I believe Central, they were supposed to change the time for me so that we can cover all of the events. And I believe, yep, 8 p.m. We'll see you in 35 minutes. We're going to have a new feature, I think, for the 8 p.m. race as well. We're going to be hitting up that instant replay so we can get you guys all the action for all the attacks on that instant replay. See you guys in 30 minutes for the Central Race with for the NA Crit Series here with Zwift presented by CycleOPs.